Okay. I'm really hoping that doesn't fall over, as it's precariously balanced on several takeaway containers, which sounds awful. They're not really, they're Tupperware boxes. I don't know what they call them in the States. I don't know if you have Tupperware, but they're just storage boxes. Right, I'm going to take you through my colours. Most of these are custom. This one is a gold that's got satin enamels in it. It's got 24 karat gold in it by Deco Art. It's also got Baker Ross gold in it. Like I said, most of these are concoctions at this point because I was playing with colour. This one is a fantastic rich brown. It's also got some of the gold in it. It was burnt sienna, a metallic red to give it a richer tone, and then some of the 24 karat gold. This one is a really nice rich red, really vibrant. Would help if I did it to that side so you can see what I'm looking at. Okie dokie. This one is a beautiful dusky rose, and I don't like pink, and it is most definitely pink, but it's, I don't know, it's a deeper pink. I don't like girly pinks, but I think this is like a really sort of shimmery dusky rose colour. And then to top off the shimmer fest, we have Deco Art Berry, and that's all that's in this, the pouring medium and Deco Art Berry. As you can see, the extreme sheen Deco Art is just lush. It's beautiful paint. Okie dokie. So yeah, and you will notice that although the berry has hints of purple, it isn't actually purple. So there is no purple in this pour. I was thinking about doing a 30 by 30, but I think I want to do one of the 30 by 24s. I'm actually quite fond of this this size. 30 in inches is 12. I'm not sure what that would make 24 centimeters in inches. Just pop that over there. Right. Okay. Yeah. I was going to do a base coat, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to do a wandering straight. I think I'm actually just going to use it as a flow extender. You know what? I'm going to try a wandering ring. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting. I could do a flip cup, but I think it's going to mix too much if I do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wandering ring. But I'm going to use the little cups. So if I do, I'll probably end up doing 2 cups. Hopefully you can see this quite well. And I'm just putting a little dollop of the beautiful berry in the bottom. And I'm going to do the same with this one. I can speed this up, so you're going to have to tell me if you prefer it sped up or if you prefer me going at a slower pace and just listening to me ramble. Either way, I don't mind too much. This one is that beautiful dusky rose. Okie dokie. So that's our first two. And then we're going to go in with the red. Nice. We're doing nice layers of this because obviously it's a smaller cup. So it looks like I'm doing big thick layers, but I'm not really. Because they're very small cups. They're only 4-ounce cups. But we don't want them full because I don't think we need 8 ounces for this canvas. So I'm just going with that. I think I might do a side-by-side ring actually, because I quite like the idea of doing that. Okay. I'm going to put a dollop of gold on the top, which of course will be on the bottom. And I'm going to do 2 rings. I'm going to put a dollop of gold there and a dollop of gold there, and that's where I'm going to pour my 2 rings. Now of course these may not spread as I intend and I may end up with a cluster, but okay, I actually think 1 cup might be enough to cover this canvas, you know. I think we might actually have enough there, because I do actually want to super stretch it out. Yeah, I'm just going to roll it over that gold. I'm going to torch it. Throw what's left in there and grab some of the white flow extender and just chuck it in with that. Okay, so that's literally my nightmare colour, which some people are going to go, "Ooh, that's so pretty." I don't do pretty. Beautiful, yes. Pretty, no. I'm not keen on pastel at all. So I'm just using this as a flow extender. I do intend to tilt it all off. And this is significantly more watered. And I do have a spare cup if I decide there isn't enough of the paint that I want on the canvas. I can pour a little bit more, which I may do like half a cup of what I poured. I'm just spreading this out. You don't have to buy palette knives. This was just a really cheap set that I got for, I think it was a £5, that had like 4 different shapes in it. And I do use them occasionally. I do still mostly use my cake slice because it's the biggest. But I really don't want too much. This is just here to be rolled over and to help it get into the corners. It's not going to stay on the canvas. I have done some really pale ones with pink in them as commission. I'm willing to do them, but they're never going to be one of my favourite pieces. Unfortunately, some people, there are colours that they just can't. And I can cope with like hot pink or super vibrant pink, but I can't do pastel pink. I just think it's repulsive. I'm just taking it to the edges at this point. I don't particularly want it to go over as much as just spread. It might go over a little bit, and I'm not too sad if that happens. Corner a little bit, just ease that pink out of the way, bring it back in. Down towards me. Oh, it's gonna swear then. Forgot to torch it. Stretch it back this way. Actually, I'm going to take that corner down first. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure where the brown went. It doesn't seem to have shown up. pattern in again, so that I can then pull it back in this direction. Wow, that's actually really pretty. Sure, because over that corner, I'm sorry if I stop talking, it is purely that I'm concentrating on the paint. Because when I'm concentrating really hard, I tend to not to laugh. But hopefully I'll have put the music in the background so you won't notice quite so much. Finger that over. I'm really surprised we haven't had a cell palooza, because there's a lot of metallic in here and I'm stretching the paint. I can't really say I'm sad about the lack of cells. I think it's kind of beautiful. I don't know whether you can see the ribbons of colour quite so well on the camera, but it really is absolutely stunning. It's a lot more subtle than I was expecting it to be. Sorry, I can't show you the whole of the tilt. Hello! You just watched me do one pour, and the problem I had with it was that all you could see was the berry and the gold. So against my instincts, I've added a pale pink, and I gave it a test run and did a picture which you're about to see, which I've named Pride or Prejudiced. I thought it was really apt because I am prejudiced against pale pinks generally, but my passion and my pride for my work made me see that I needed to put something else in there to combine it, so that you could see all the colours that I had. So this is now, you're about to watch the second pour with the pale pink included. Okay, let's try pour number 2. Oh, okay. I'm going to go for a 30 by 30, I think. Assuming I have enough room, which is probably going to be a bit close. I'm going to move these around slightly. Just so that I've got a bit more room to work. Because obviously tilting, I need a bit of room to be able to manoeuvre. Okay. So, what I didn't do was separate some of this to use as a base coat, which I'm going to do now. So, pop some of that in there. And I'm just going to add some water to this for a base coat, because at the moment it's the same consistency as my other paints, and I do want it a little bit runnier for the base coat. I'm pretty sure I explained in the other one why you want base coat thinner. There's a couple of reasons. One, you don't want it, if it's thicker, the other paint won't push it properly. If it's thinner, the other paint will push it out of the way. The other thing is that canvas does absorb water, so you want something thinner underneath, so it's absorbing the water from the thinner base rather than from the paints you're using in your pour. Okay, that's about the right consistency now. Hopefully the camera's now in the right position. I've had great fun trying to get this camera to stay in the right place. Oh, joys of technology. I mean, I'm a tech person, but I've had great fun with dealing with camera angles. I was trying to get you an overhead shot, but I haven't actually got an overhead camera. I've literally just got a load of empty boxes, like food containers, stacked up with a tripod on top of it. But hopefully you can see loads better now. I'm just spreading out this base coat. You just want a nice flat even base coat. I will torch it to get rid of any bubbles. I'm sure you can see the bubbles coming up. That's because I've just stirred it and added more water. Right, bonuses using a pale base coat rather than a dark base coat is that the colours will show up brighter on a brighter base coat. The advantage of having a colour base coat is that if you don't have to you don't want to take it all the way into the corners, you don't have to, because you've got colour there. The one thing about using a spatula is that you want to make sure your surface is as even as possible. Put some more in that corner. Just trying to smooth it out as much as possible. Obviously we don't need it in the centre as much as we need it on the edges, because the pour's going to go in the centre. Okay, that'll do. Put it down there. It may seem like I do a lot of wiping my hands, but it's actually really handy because paint gets super slippery. I'm just gonna see if I can fish out that one little cat hair that's decided to migrate into the paint. There we go, that'll do. Right, now I'm going to make up my cup. Just going to pop that over there. Right. So I am going to use a smaller cup. Just because I can always put more on. Right, I'm going to start with the red, which I feel like a lot of the colours got lost in the last one. I'll try and move it into the centre so you can see what I'm doing. There's a couple of drips on the middle. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to pour over it. So I'm just putting a little bit of the red in, and that's just going to coat the bottom. Hopefully you can see everything that I'm doing now. I'm still not 100% sure that the camera angle's right, but I'm hoping it is. It looked alright when I took a photo before I started the camera. The drizzles. Now I'm not using a lot of this pale pink. I'm just using it as a separation layer between the colours so that you can see the colours better. Because this berry and the gold seem to take over a lot. So I'm hoping putting the pale separation layer in will let you see the other colours. Because like I said, on the bloom one, it was beautiful. But you couldn't see the brown and you couldn't see the red because all you could see was the pink and the gold, which the berry and the gold, which wasn't what I was aiming for. I'm guaranteed I've just put my arm in the paint. See problems having to reach over things. Okay. I think I'm alright with this one. This is the dusky rose, the dark pink. Okay. I'm going to put some of the gold in now. We put the red back into the gold. And then go back to the pink. So the pale pink is more for a separation layer. And then I'm going to put another dot to the pale pink there. I'm going to grab some of my gold. And we put a little bit of gold in a puddle in the middle. It's something to pour into, and if we're going to get cells, hopefully we'll get some gold cells as well as pink ones. Right. Let's ring pour this baby. Ooh, I think I did well on the dismount on that one. Okay. It does look like we've got better lines now. And I refilled my torch as well. As you can tell, because it's now blasted. Okay. It's time to get stretching. I'm just going to take it round in a circle first. Very gentle. I don't want to lose all those super cool lines. Stretch this side out. Okay, I need a little bit more. Okay. I'm just going to add some more water to that so I've got a bit more base coat, because it is pushing on the edge there a little bit. You can see the second it starts rolling over itself, you know you need more base coat. And if you keep an eye on that, you won't lose your pattern. Make sure I get the pink that was on there. So I'm just going to drizzle. Leah, gentle. Gentle. She gets annoyed with her little sister. Now, I just wanted to take that up slightly because I want to stretch those lines out. Into the centre. Put a little bit more on there. Like I said, you can see where there's a ridge, and you can just add a little bit more base coat just to help it along. But now it's a bit pale as well. Like I said, you can usually see where there's not quite enough base coat because the pattern starts rolling over itself. And as we really like the pattern on this one, we don't want to have that too much. Okay, bring that back into the centre. And you can see the lines are stretching out. Okay, and back to the centre. Looks like we might have a little lump in the paint there. So I'm just going to get that out. Lump in the paint? Yes. Need some. There we go. Okay, bring it back a little bit, and then we can bring it down along this corner. Starts to get slippery. Okay, let's bring it back a little bit. Okay, into the centre. I feel like we can lose. No, I want to pin this corner first. Let's just slide that back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take it straight across and down off the other end. is moving slowly now, which kind of tells me that I'm not far off the right amount of paint for the canvas. Okay. I don't really like what happened in the middle. I think I was trying to be too clever and I ruined it. But we have got some pretty cloud cells in there, which is from the satin enamel, which was in gold. And you can see, I mean, these lines are just amazing. And you can see the darker brown and the red in there. And you can see, yeah, I definitely think we've got a lot more of the colours in here now. Because I did feel like the other one, we lost all of the colour apart from the dark pink and the gold. Now we've got less gold and more gradations to the colour. I definitely think that's a step in the right direction. But I do still think this is a work in progress. I might give in and throw some of the dark purple in there to see if we can get some more contrast going. But yeah, I definitely think that's interesting. Ooh. Okay, let me try to see if I can bring you in for a close-up. I'm not very good at this, so I apologise. Just going to take it around. Yeah, you can get the reflections of the let's bring it out for you. So yeah, that's the finished piece.